Welcome to this episode of Culture in the Kitchen. My name is Steve Abbott, and I'll be your host. For this episode of Culture in the Kitchen, we'll be working on acorn squash soup. Acorn squash soup is extremely important to the Native American people because acorn squash soup was used for different recipes, especially for soups, and they were also roasted as well. The acorn squash, as you can see, looks like an acorn. On the outside it's green, and it's shaped like an acorn, but on the inside it's yellow and soft and has a mild sweet flavor. In order to make acorn squash soup, you'll take the acorn squash, 2 of them, and you'll cut them in half. You'll lay them down on the pan, facing down, and then you'll put them in the oven. You'll cook them for about 45 minutes at about 400 degrees. But by the magic of television, we already have acorn squash here that's already been prepared. The ingredients that are used in acorn squash soup are the onions, the carrots, the squash, and then we also use butter. We also have cinnamon, garlic, nutmeg, salt, and pepper, and we also use half and half and chicken broth. In order to begin making this, you'll take the squash, the yellow insides for the squash, and you'll add them to the pot. Just like that. And then you'll take the carrots and add them to the pot. Just like that. Take that onions and you'll add those to the pot. And you'll have to turn it on so that's ready to cook. There you go. So now it's all set. And then you'll take the chicken broth. And you'll do a cup of chicken broth, just like this. Add that to the pot. And you'll mix those together and you'll let those cook for about 20 minutes. And by the magic of television, this is already ready. So then we'll take this and we'll add it to our blender. And I didn't mention at the beginning, but you may not think it by looking at me, but I'm actually the member, or a member of the Chippewa tribe, which spans across the Great Lakes area. It's one of the largest Native American tribes in North America. And my ancestry traces back to Chief Buffalo, who was instrumental in fighting for Native American rights. And he went to Washington, D.C. and met with the president there in order to secure our land rights, which is a pretty interesting fact. And our tribe is actually still there today. So once you have all the ingredients here in the blender, you fill it about half, which is about what we have here. And then you'll puree it together until it's nice and smooth. All right, and now that this is pretty smooth, we will add it back to our pot, just like this. All right, put this back over here. And then we'll turn the heat back on. And then we'll let it sit for a while until it's set. So if you're thinking about making a recipe for this Thanksgiving and you're not really sure what to make, I would encourage you to try this recipe. And I thank you so much for joining us for Culture in the Kitchen, and have a great evening.